This is our first day of Yoga for Dad. I'd like to welcome you. Today we're just going to start off with the 10-minute sequence, a morning sequence, wake me up sequence. I hope you enjoy it. We'll start off with sitting on our bottoms. So whatever comfortable seated position suits you this morning. You can close your eyes or a soft gaze, starting to focus on your breath. If you like, you can cradle your right hand in your left hand. Maybe your thumbs are touching. And we'll take one big collective breath together. So breathing in and releasing out on a sigh. Again, breathe in and release out on a sigh. And this time we're going to breathe in, bring your hands overhead, breathing in. Maybe your gaze follows, and then hands come together, and then hands come to heart center. Again, breathing in, hands come overhead, and then breathing out, hands come to heart center. We're going to breathe in. This time, hands are going to come overhead. And then let's twist to the right. And arms come down. Maybe your gaze is over your right shoulder. And then hands come overhead, breathing in. And then twist to the left. Hands come down. We're just waking up our spine. So be gentle with your body. Breathing in, hands come overhead again. Give yourself a little baby back bend. And then hands come to heart center. We're going to meet in a tabletop position. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And we'll do a couple cat-cow here. So breathing in, arching your back. Gaze comes up. And then breathing out, your belly button comes up by your spine, relaxing your neck, rounding your back. And breathe in. And breathe out. Again, breathing in. And breathing out. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. You're going to come into a child's pose. Toes come together. Knees out. You're going to sink down. Your forehead touches the mat. And then just give yourself a couple breaths here. Now let's come back up to tabletop, and we're going to push ourselves up into our first downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet, releasing the neck, pushing the hands into the mat. Creating whatever movement feels good for you. And maybe we'll come to stillness here. Bring your right leg up, bending the knee into a three-legged dog. Really peeling open that hip, knee. Feeling the space that you're creating. And then knee comes to nose, rounding the back. And then bring your leg back up. Knee comes to nose one more time, rounding the back. And then shoot your leg back up. And then swing your foot in between your hands and release your left knee down to the mat. Bringing your hands up overhead. And a little baby back bend here. And then framing your right foot, twisting to the right. So bringing your right arm up to the sky. And then framing your foot again, we're going to kick back into our three-legged dog again. So bringing the right leg up to the sky and then releasing it down to the mat. Taking a couple breaths here in down dog. We're going to bring our left leg up, bending the knee, opening up the hip, peeling the hip open. Continuing to breathe. And then we're going to bring knee to nose, rounding the back, and then kicking the leg back up, knee to nose, kick back up, and then swing your foot in between your hands, releasing your right knee down to the mat and bringing your arms overhead when it feels good. Releasing your shoulders. And then we're going to frame the front foot with our hands, twisting to the left. Right hand stays on the mat, left arm is up. And then we're going to frame that foot again. We're going to swing back into a three-legged dog. And then release the left leg down to the mat. And let's just walk our feet to our hands. In a forward fold, feeling the belly resting on the thighs, giving yourself a generous bend to your knees, releasing the neck, and then rolling up to standing. Bring your arms overhead, and then arms come to heart center. Let's bring our arms overhead one more time, and then grab your left wrist with your right hand and pull yourself over to the right side, giving yourself a side body stretch. And then we'll go the other opposite way. So grabbing your right wrist. And then we'll come up into a little baby back bend, so maybe your gaze is toward the sky. And then hands come to heart center. And then hands come by your side, rolling your shoulders back. And maybe at this time, you can think about an intention that you'd like to carry through your practice today. Maybe carry through your day today, since it's the morning for me. Could be a thought, a phrase, and then bring your hands up overhead, breathing in, and then breathing out, hands come to heart center. All right, we're going to go through a full Sun Salutation. So hands come overhead, breathing in, breathing out, forward fold, breathing in, halfway lift. So that could be hands on your shins or on the tips of your fingers, flat back. And then hands come to the mat. Let's come into our first plank. Really engaging your core here. Maybe rocking or not rocking. You can also bring your knees down if that feels better for you. And then let's release all the way down to the mat. Hands are going to come by your side, by your head. You're going to come into a Sphinx Pose. So breathing in, come up, and then breathe out. Let's do that again. Coming up to Sphinx, breathing in, and then breathing out. Breathing in, we're going to push ourselves up into tabletop. And we're going to bring ourselves down into our seats. Squeezing our knees to our chest, long spine. And then just for fun, let's do a boat pose. So you can leave your toes on the mat if that feels good. Maybe release one arm. Maybe release the next arm. Maybe your right leg comes up Maybe your left leg comes up. Maybe you straighten out your legs. So whatever feels good for you this morning. And then we're going to release all the way down to the mat, giving yourself a full body stretch by bringing your arms overhead. And then squeezing your knees into your chest, rocking from side to side. And allowing your knees to fall over to the right side, maybe opening up your arms. Maybe your gaze goes to your left side. And then bringing your knees back up. We're going to let our knees fall over to the left. And then our gaze goes to the right. Then we're going to bring our knees back to our chest. We're going to rock up and back until we come into seated position. Back to where we started. If you'd like, you can grab a block or a pillow and sit on that. Coming back to our breath. Your hands can be on your thighs, or you can cradle your right in your left. Maybe thumbs are touching, rolling your shoulders back. And we're going to breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing your eyes or a soft gaze. Breathing in again for 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathing out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come to heart center. I hope you have a wonderful day today, and thank you for joining me for our first day of Yoga for Dad.